Welcome, humans and non-humans. I hope you brought yourself a snack because this is going to be a long video. My name is The Basement Dweller, and today I want to share with you The Binding of Isaac, Four Souls, Iceberg! The Iceberg format is basically the format that starts off with common knowledge on the top, but the deeper you go, the more obscure and unknown the fact is. So, me being the Four Souls guy, I decided to make an iceberg, as there are many things people are not aware of about this game. I could keep going and going, but at a certain point I decided to stop myself, otherwise I feel like this iceberg could have gone forever. Also, I was writing this, before and during the Four Souls Requiem Kickstarter campaign, so we may be missing some information and stuff, but when Requiem comes out, and also any post-expansions, I will make an updated iceberg in the future. And maybe rearrange some information, depending if the knowledge was common or not. As we go down the iceberg, I will have a soul meter to represent how confident I am with the topic. 4 souls means I 100% know, and then it goes less and less to 1 soul, which means I'm not that confident in what I'm about to talk about. Four Souls is a card game. The Binding of Isaac 4 Souls is a card game adaptation based on the video game series The Binding of Isaac. Kickstarter. The Binding of Isaac 4 Souls started off as a Kickstarter. People helped fund the project in order for it to become a reality. The Kickstarter page had many tiers to sign up, with many rewards. There was even a second Kickstarter known as 4 Souls Requiem. Edmund McMillen. Edmund McMillen is an indie game designer who has made many groovy games like Meat Boy, The Binding of Isaac, The End Is Nigh, etc. He's also the creator of The Binding of Isaac 4 Souls. 4 Souls Plus. 4 Souls Plus is the common name referred to the expansion pack. 4 Souls Plus has 98 new cards and has 4 characters, which are Bumbo, Guppy, Dark Judas, and Whore of Babylon. Requiem Expansion. Requiem is the new upcoming expansion as of the recording of this video that will bring many cards that are mostly based on repentance content. It will include new types of cards and mechanics like the room deck, for example. Also, a mini fun fact is Requiem was a name that was voted by the fans on a Twitter poll Edmund decided on. I'm still a bit mad that the Binding of Isaac 4 Souls Reshuffled didn't make it in as an option. Studio 71. Studio 71 is a company that has a branch called Studio 71 Games. Studio 71 Games was a group that used to sell and distribute 4 Souls and 4 Souls related merch. There were the people that went up to Edmund and asked about an Isaac board game. Edmund refused because at the time he had no plans to make one or how it would work. And then years later, Edmund had an idea about turning Isaac into a card game, and asked Studio 71 if the offer was still on the table, and the rest is history. Maestro Media. Studio 71 Games rebranded itself as Maestro Media one day, and is the current company that sells and distributes 4 Souls and its merch. They're pretty groovy. They even sell Tapeworm, a card game that's also made by Edmund McMillen, and even Tyler Glale's Jabber Mask, he's a friend of Edmund who's worked with him with a game called End Is Nigh and the upcoming Mugenics game. Target Edition. Target sells a version of the Binding of Isaac 4 Souls. It's the most cheapest and most convenient way of getting a hold of the game. It is one of the most common versions that most people seem to have owned. It also comes with 3 exclusive cards, which are Marked, Dead-Eyed, Epic Fetus. I really do love how these cards are actually kind of Target themed. Promo cards. Promo cards are special cards that are given out as a bonus to promote something, and 4 Souls just happens to have many promo cards. There are currently 21 promo cards. Some are tied to buying a certain version of the game, or buying the whole different game, signing up for something, or just showing up to certain locations. Like many franchises, Four Souls has merchandise. Granted, it also has Isaac-themed merch that isn't Four Souls related, but it's a win-win. For me, my favorite merchandise has to be the game mats, the figures, and the dice. Unholy Rollers. Unholy Rollers are a set of Isaac-themed dice that are used for anything dice-related. I will, you see, use them for the Four Souls. What's groovy about these dice is that they have a custom image on the side that represents a 1 on the dice. We got a pentagram, a tinted rock X, Guppy's paw, poop, and my favorite, a transparent black brimstone dice. Kickstarter Expansion. The Kickstarter Expansion was referred to the gold box cards. It was the cards given to people that pledged for the gold box tier during the first Kickstarter Expansion. It contains 68 cards and has 4 characters, those being Azazel, Apollyon, the Keeper, and the Lost. Also, this expansion has the Hush as a mega boss and has a unique blue variant of the boss background. Warp Zones. Warp Zones are, an expansion called the Warp Zone expansion that has, Warp Zones. Warp Zones are cards that come from different franchises outside of Isaac. Except for the Isaac meme cards. We got cards like the Knight from Hollow Knight, Salad Fingers, Among Us content that includes the crewmate and imposter, boyfriend and girlfriend from the new Friday Night Funkin', and as well as my boy Ash from The End is Nigh, and many more. They are exclusive to the Kickstarter version of Four Souls Requiem. Alt Art Cards. Alt art cards are cards that are exclusive to the people that purchase the big box during the Four Souls Requiem Kickstarter. This mini expansion has pre-existing cards, but it has new art done by guest artists / people. During the Four Souls Requiem campaign, they just started off as normal reskins, but recently have been slightly tweaked so that they are unique cards, but are just like more or less different than the original counterpart, so you could play with both of them basically. It's a pretty groovy idea. New Requiem promos. The most recent promo cards are Corrupt Data and Ultra Pride. Corrupt Data is a card that's in the monster deck that's an event card that happens that causes some fun chaos, and the artwork is done by Hamberry. And we have Ultra Pride, which is done by Takara. To get these 2 promo cards, you had to sign up with your email for the Requiem Kickstarter before it started as an early backer. Four Souls is a sequel. The Binding of Isaac Four Souls was stated to be a sequel to the Binding of Isaac in an old Kickstarter stream during the first, Four Souls Kickstarter. Edmund stated that the Four Souls takes place after Isaac dies. Oh wait, is that a spoiler that Isaac dies? Anyways, after Isaac is dead, he's in purgatory and has his split personalities become separate from him. And they battle many enemies and bosses with items that Isaac is familiar with, in order to help nab himself Four Souls. Whoever gains Four Souls escapes purgatory and essentially becomes the real Isaac, while the rest are trapped in purgatory forever. The reason why I give this entry 2 souls is because, Edmund never referenced this ever again, and how does it explain the non-Isaac characters? What is Guppy, Bumbo, and a bunch of worms doing in Isaac's purgatory? What would they do if they take his place? Do they become Isaac? And this doesn't explain with the upcoming Warp Zone characters, the Knight, Boyfriend, Salad Fingers are trying to steal Isaac's one-way ticket out of purgatory, and how did they even get there? Did they also die? TTS. TTS stands for Tabletop Simulator. It is a game that allows you to play any board game / card game known to mankind, and even allow you to make your own games. Four Souls has become quite popular in the tabletop scene, as it's the best way to play Four Souls online. It even has an official table now that has Four Souls. Sadly, this version doesn't have a good background, and it also has no floor, but it's groovy that we have an official version to begin with. If you don't like it, you can always pick other people's table, or even make your own table. The spoiler website. The spoiler website is the official 4 Souls website dedicated to showing off all the available cards. 4 Swords. Surprisingly, a large amount of 4 Souls fans are not knowing the fact that 4 Souls is named 4 Souls because it's Legend of Zelda reference from a game called Legend of Zelda 4 Swords. You see, The Binding of Isaac is a game based on the first Zelda game, and 4 Souls is a multiplayer game just like 4 Swords. Most people assume it's called 4 Souls because you need 4 Souls to win, but it appears to be false, as Ed has mentioned before on an old stream that 4 Swords is the reference here. The reason why the entry has 3 souls simply is I don't remember which stream it was, and I don't plan on watching so many streams just to confirm a simple fact. Mods. The Binding of Isaac 4 Souls has mods just like its video game counterpart. It's quite simple for anyone to draw a card and just add it to their deck, which is really what I love about this. But some of the most popular mods out there have templates and have the cards uploaded to Tabletop Simulator for more people to play with. I've put a small handful of mods in this Iceberg. I wish I would put more, but at that point the Iceberg would end up doubling in size. Maybe one day I'll do a whole separate mod Iceberg, but for now, the fact that 4 Souls has mods is actually pretty groovy. Many of them expand the 4 Souls mechanics in simple ways, or have a huge overhaul that makes 4 Souls into a brand new game, basically. 4 Souls Alt. One of the major 4 Souls mods out there is 4 Souls Alt, and it's a mod that started off by having some anti-birth content to 4 Souls. Later, some Revelation mod content, as well as some cards were added that were non-Isaac based, original ideas. This mod was developed by Yazawa Akio. I might pronounce some wrong, apologies. But I'm going to refer to them as Akio throughout the video. Akio is the person who made Alt's artwork as well. One of the major reasons why this mod is very popular, still, even though it's quite an old mod, is because it brought the 2 biggest Isaac video game mods into 4 Souls. And the artwork is so groovy. And that's not even the best part for me. The mod has unique backgrounds depending on what monster or boss it's from. So we have like a blue sewer background for the downpour monsters, and this icy cold glacier background for, well, the glacier monsters. This mod's real groovy. I even have a physical version of Alt that I love to use to spice up my games. Even though these cards were outdated, but I still use them a lot. Maybe one day I might print the definitive version if the final update ever does come out. Lost Cards Encore. Lost Cards Encore is a mod that references many Isaac mods like Fiendfolio, Retribution, Community Remix, Remixed, and many more. It also has new mechanics to help spice up the game in a very fun way. Also, a good chunk of the artwork is done by official artists, as well as a fun fact, there's an ambush loot card mechanic that was introduced in Lost Cards Encore. It seems to find seep its way into the official game now. With Greed's Butt. Is that the name of the card? I believe that's the name of the card. I'll just put it on screen. This just makes the mod fit in more nicely. It's very groovy, and I really love how my favorite community Isaac thing, Fartworm, has made it its way in, which is real lovely. I would like if Skinless Hush would be in here, but I'll gladly take Fartworm. I just like Fartworm. 4 Souls Channel. The 4 Souls Channel is a channel in the Isaac Discord server. It is a place where I chat almost daily, and if you want to ask 4 Souls questions, want to keep up with the news, it's a great place to, hang out. 4 Souls Reddit. The 4 Souls Reddit is, well, a Reddit for 4 Souls. It's the most popular 4 Souls Reddit out there. OG 4 Soul Artisan. The OG 4 Souls artists are, well, Wormboy, who's my favorite of the OG crew, Takara, Rojan, Crystal, and Tarhead. Wormboy has nice, creepy art style work, which I really love. Takara and Crystal had this nice, cute art style. Roja has a style that I really can't explain well, but they have really great textures for the Isaac characters. Tarhead has this crazy, zany art style as well. What I really love about Four Souls is that the artwork reflects the themes of Isaac, of how it can be this creepy, dark, twisted thing, as well as this goofy, lighthearted, cutesy, charming stuff in it. I really love this. The art reflects for Isaac really well. Mike Burns. Mike Burns was a guest artist who did artwork for Delirium and The Lamb. They're also a very well-known Magic the Gathering artist. Wormboy poster. There was this poster artwork thingy that was made by Wormboy to help advertise Four Souls. There was even a moment where Edmund wanted people to print out an advert that used this poster in order to ask game stores if they could display it to help get more people to fund Four Souls. Fun fact, this poster I have this thing where it's just only the artwork, and it's actually my phone's lock screen. And I haven't changed it ever since I made that my lock screen. It's very groovy artwork. Paxplode. Paxplode is what could be called the first promo card that was handed out at PAX West 2018. It has the cute bloat artwork and a link to the Four Souls website to help promote the Kickstarter. The most interesting part is this promo card uses the old monster back artwork, which basically looks the same as the modern one, except there's no bone borders. It's also made with a different material, and because of this, the different material and having a different back artwork, a lot of people argue this isn't a real promo card, but multiple times I've seen Edmund consider this a promo card, and well, that's good enough for me. Fun fact, I actually got this card on eBay and it arrived before my Four Souls package even arrived. And because I use clear sleeves, and I play with the card, I know, but I'm playing with a card that technically isn't really a real card, but it's real funny because like I'll be playing with my friends and we just see this one card with no bone background. It's like, oh gee, I wonder what it is. Breaking news. Just right in. As doing research for the Paxplode, it was, for some reason, I discovered that it was actually called the Comic-Con bloat. Well, it should be called the Comic-Con bloat, as this tweet, was where the bloat card was first shown off, and it's, look at that, Comic-Con right there, and I have no idea why we call it the Paxplode at all. It's so weird, and I feel, I don't know, the only reason why I even look into this is because when I was getting the pictures for the Paxplode is where I found out. And as well as it was an interview with Edmund on the Isaac Discord server where he also was confused that people called it the Paxplode, and then he just called it the Paxplode because he assumed it was Comic-Con bloat, but just took my word for it that I called it, that was the Paxplode. And yeah, this is just really weird. So in reality, the Paxplode's just Comic-Con bloat. Maggie's hips. Maggie strangely has wide hips for her artwork. Nothing about it, it's just that a lot of people pointed this out. Old Eve. Eve used to have different artwork than the final version. Eve is in the same pose, but she used to have the Horror Babylon above her head. I like the old version so much that I even printed out the old version myself. Old Bumbo. Bumbo, the item, used to have artwork based on Legend of Bumbo's cardboard style, but it was later changed to his Isaac style. I like the old version so much, I printed the old version for myself. Holy Rollers. Holy Rollers are a new set of dice that have a cross, a fly, a sin symbol, a knife, and a teardrop. DJ figure. A Dark Judas figure was made in hopes of it being a variant of the Judas figure, but was decided to be sold with Azazel and the Lost figures. It's a simple reprint that was made before we even had Dark Judas in Four Souls, which is why he doesn't have the same pose as Dark Judas on Four Souls artwork. The Stretch Goal Challenges. During both Four Souls Kickstarters, Edmund made some fun and simple challenges to get the Isaac community to work together and unlock some extra content. Bumbo Items. There are a few items in Four Souls that are exclusive to Legend of Bumbo, the game. For example, Sleight of Hand and Molding Clay. More eternal items. We were going to have more treasure cards in the deck that would have had the eternal ability pre-Requiem. For example, back then, Godhead used to have be an eternal item. Just imagine what Four Souls meta could have been like if it was like this. But it seems that maybe one or two might have the eternal ability, as we see the Golden Idol item being a card that has eternal. But it's most likely to keep this curse thing around and doesn't go away, which I wouldn't be surprised if it's the only card that's not a starting item that has the eternal ability. Tapeworm promos. There are promo cards inside the pink shiny box of Tapeworm that was exclusive to the Tapeworm Kickstarter. It introduces a whole new set of mechanics called egg counters. And if you have more than one egg counter related card, it makes pure chaos as the cards will interact with each other. There's even a character card called the Tapeworm in this promo pack, being the first promo character art out there to be there, as we do have two Eden reskins, but the Tapeworm is a whole unique character on its own. Four Souls Discord. There lies a Discord server that has a tight-knit Four Souls community in there. Custom cards are shared. It's also a place to ask for Four Souls questions, and even find people to play online with Tabletop Simulator. Mom's name. On the credit card, you can see Isaac's mom's full name, which is Magdalene O'Mora, which is pretty groovy that since her initials actually spell out mom, M-O-M. Isaac meme cards. We got a warp zone dedicated to Isaac memes. I just want to explain to you, what these were all about. So we got Isaac's Isaac, which is based on the animation made by Leather Ice Cream, where everything's Isaac. The bloat card is a reference to how everyone just hates the bloat, and man, it's gonna be a pain because I collected all the bloat promos, so there's gonna be so many bloat cards out there. A dead horse is just a reference to beating a dead horse. The funny part is the artwork is showing a bunch of dead horses beating up Isaac. Greed Butt being the fact is a card that's based on Ultra Greed, and his perfect butt. Bible Thump is a reference to the Twitch emote called Bible Thump. My favorite meme card is in fact cow on a trash farm. Basically, some person on Twitter was really mad at Edmund based on Isaac. They told something Edmund that they hope they die at a trash farm as a cow or something like that, and they will become back their money. And yeah, I don't think English was their first language, but it's a little small meme that happened recently. Seven Nut. Seven Nuts is a prominent Four Souls member that has now become an official helper of Four Souls. Seven Nut now works for admin to make sure the wording's consistent and correct, and even suggested card ideas and tweaking and balancing some stuff. Akio. Akio is now an official card artist who has made their own expansion called Alt, as explained earlier, and I really love how they're making the new backgrounds for Isaac, which the backgrounds feel more alive than the old ones, which I really love. Also, Four Souls Alt's gonna fit real nicely to the official game. Edmund's custom font. Edmund uses a custom font for Four Souls and even the Legend of Bumbo. It's pretty groovy. Blotch. Blotch is a Four Souls member and a main developer of Lost Cards, Encore, and more planned mod expansions in the near future. I even did an interview of Bustin' Blotch, who's the main dev of LCE. Sadly, the audio wasn't recorded well, and Bustin' Blotch's voice ended up being a bit quiet. Man, I really wish I tested the recording before doing the interview, because it's a really good interview, Maybe one day I'll make a subtitled version, or a remake version where we up the audio back and forth to you know, preserve this really well-made video. Well, not well-made video, well-made conversation. It was a real fun video to make. Hamberry. Hamberry is a new artist for Four Souls, and a groovy fact is they started off as one of the main artists for Lost Cards Encore, and well, Lost Cards itself as well. And now Lost Cards Encore is going to fit in real nicely with the official game, which is a win-win, pretty groovy. Not Your Sagittarius. Not Your Sagittarius is a well-known artist that worked on the Antibirth mod, which later became an official DLC known as Repentance. And now they work for Requiem Expansion's artwork as well. Ed's custom card tier. Edmund made a tier in the original Kickstarter that included a custom card drawn by him for the, you know, just as a nice little bonus. Only a few have ever surfaced online. Many cards are still unknown of what they were or what they are. We only got a few that have surfaced online. Would a complete collection be someone that sells the 7 Seas and collects all of these as to have the super duper complete collection? Probably not, you know, since these weren't really meant to be played with, even though, I mean, like, seriously, we got one where you rip up the card, like, I don't think this is, I don't think these count, right? Right, guys? Please, I don't want to say I have an incomplete collection, please. No. Edmund's Pooh. For the custom card tier, there was a card that was used for advertising, and that card was Edmund's Pooh. Danielle card. For the custom card tier, there was also another card that was used for advertising, which was a card called Danielle, which is Edmund's wife. Not much is known about this card because Peach accidentally ruined it when she was a bit younger, and sadly, we probably don't know what it does, as I don't have any good pictures of it, nor can I find people that have preserved this picture online. Both Edmund's Pooh and Danielle are pretty fun cards I kind of wish do become official somehow, but it's fine. Like, it would be cool, like, it was just a card drawn by Edmund, you know, so it has official templates and everything, but just his art style. I really like his art style. It would be cool if he was a guest artist in Four Souls. Comprehensive rules. Comprehensive rules refer to a PDF file that's a well-written document that goes over the rules in depth and has answers to many what-if situations. Cursed Globin. There is a group of Four Souls cards called Cursed Monsters. So coincidentally, there was a monster called Cursed Globin, which is the name of an Antibirth monster which later became an official monster. So could we say we had a modded enemy in Isaac from Four Souls? Or can we say we already had a Repentance content already in Four Souls? No, it's just a coincidence, but it's a funny one at that. Wait, does that mean the actual Cursed Globin won't make it into Four Souls? Requiem? Can we have Curse Globin? Ezem. Ezem is a prominent Four Souls community member that's well known for many well-made mods they have made. They have made rebalanced version of Four Souls. They even have the magnum opus known as the Arc Expansion, which contains updated versions of his mods and new cards as well. And I have to admit, they're very good at what they're doing, and they're pretty much an expert when it comes to awarding cards. Whenever I have a card idea, I always ask Ezem, you know, like, oh, can you make it sound right, you know, and yeah, he's very good at it. I'm sure sometimes we disagree of what's a good card and what's a bad card and balance and whatnot, but they're a pretty groovy person, you know. I recommend, you know, asking them for suggestions, you know, they're really good at their job. Well, it's not a job, it's a hobby. Yeah, they're a really groovy person. I like Ezem. He's cool. Arc. The Arc Expansion is Ezem's biggest mod project that has so many cards from many franchises, even his own original characters are in there. He has cards based on Dead by Daylight, Halo, Hollow Knight, etc. There's even cards from a Terraria mod called the Calamity mod. It's a huge mod that just makes Four Souls with this colossal experience, and oh boy, man, I haven't experienced the full girth of Arc, and it's a really fun mod. If you don't mind crossovers, which Four Souls Requiem's Warp Zone expansion is making it like more easy for me to accept crossover cards, and Yeah, I really enjoy it. You know, if you want, if you can only pick one mod for some mysterious reason, Arc is a pretty good option out there. Foil pack. The Binding of Isaac 4 Souls Plus expansion pack has a full foil card variant. Man, these things are rare and sold at a very high price. Only a mad lad would go on their way to get this. Oh, wait. The website is outdated. The 4 Souls spoiler website is kind of in this broken state and feels like it's dying on its last breath. It has outdated versions of its cards, but also is missing promo cards as well. I just hope that one day we end up getting a good website that shows off all the cards and it works well, and it'll be nice to have like information of like where the card's from and what was the artist and whatnot, and maybe some trivia parts. I really hope we get a website like that. LRG. LRG stands for Limited Run Games. They're a company that makes limited edition of many games. Normally they make physical copies of digital-only games. They're a company that are responsible for printing out the Gish promo cards, which were exclusive for buying a Gish anniversary box. The Gish cards quality. The Gish cards were supposedly fit in nicely, but they were cut badly, and the bleed zones were also cut real bad as well. The issue is that we paid money for what should have been a premium product, but we ended up with this. And then we had a second wave that, luckily for me, turned out alright, but a lot of people got unlucky and got these unusual corner edge cuts. Like, I'm not sure if they could have done this by accident. It's like, is it really that hard to print standard size cards? My custom cards that I've printed out have come in better quality than the Gish cards. What were they thinking? Foil pack PAX West raid. Legend says that PAX West 2019, some people stole foil packs at the Nicholas booth and sold the foil packs for a high price. Where I got this info? Well, it was according to Edmund on a live stream one time. Blor's Iceworm. On June 30th, 2018, Blor, a prominent Isaac community member, uploaded what I believe to be one of the first fan-made cards in decent quality, and it was the first card that I saw that made me realize anyone can make custom cards, which meant modding for the game would be so easy than modding the video game. And it's one of the custom cards that I actually printed out, as it was a reminder of, yeah, this was the first custom 4 Souls card I saw. Oris Ghost cards. I hope I pronounced them right. Oris Ghosts made Endor and Adam fan cards, which later became part of Lost Cards and Lost Cards Encore mod, as stated by the interview I did with Bustin' Blotch. I recommend watching it if you could tolerate the audio. Guppy Cards ARG. During the first Kickstarter, Edmund hid Guppy cards in the real world as pieces that fans had to find or put together. There was even cards scattered through live streamers' live streams. Well, when any of the cards were found or put together, Edmund would show off the respective Guppy card and add it to the game. It's a little obscure ARG that not many people know about. Like, there's even this cool Bumbo paper piece that was found in a public restroom, and I don't know, it's not well documented. I thought it was pretty nice to bring it up. Ultra Pride's pose. The Ultra Pride promo card is based on a pose based on Edmund's famous Meat Boy shirt picture pose. Thanks to Kara. Loot cards art. Every loot card pre-Requiem has so far been done by Takara themselves. Fans made Blue Baby. During the first Kickstarter, fans got to choose and vote on what Blue Baby's abilities were going to be for its eternal item. And that's pretty groovy. Also, that's why he's also kind of weird to use. Not safe for work card. During the Tapeworm Kickstarter, there was a a reskin version of Tapeworm that you could buy, and it was called Dick Knots. It was an exclusive to this Kickstarter, which hasn't been sold anywhere else, and it came with an exclusive For Souls card called, well, Dick Knots. If you see my promo card tier list, you would know that it's kinda useless, but it's still pretty groovy to know that we even have a not safe for work card. I wonder, does this card change the game's 13 years plus rating? Who knows? Old monster backs. The original version of the monster deck's cards had a different back, than the ones that we have now. They look exactly the same. The only difference is they added a new bone border that is in the final version. Personally, I really do love the old monster backs, as I didn't really see that we needed a border. PAX West statues. In PAX West, we got a large Azazel and Isaac statues that are based on the For Souls artwork. They were made to promote Repentance, which was at PAX West at the time, and Edmund should have them at his house if I could recall correctly. The only reason why I say is because he's moved a few times, and then I hope he kept the statues because they're pretty well made. Protoglid pack. Protoglid pack. Oh gosh, worm eggs, and I haven't tried to pronounce those things. Is a mini mod expansion made by Moshmite. I think I butchered their name too, I'm so sorry. It's a mod that adds egg counter cards, more of them, and even has artwork done, some cards done by Wormboy and Takara. Add Rapture. Add Rapture. Ugh. It's, well, a large mod expansion that is very infamous to how unbalanced it is. Like, oh my goodness. It's a mod that I feel so bad that there's some people that play with this mod unironically. Mid-Pack. Mid-Pack is an expansion made by Midboy. I just put it here because it's a very popular Isaac theme mod, and there's a large amount of people that use it. And I mean, I like the artwork. It's nice. I'm not a fan of the custom templates, but that's just me. Takara Birthday Boy. Takara made their own custom card called Birthday Boy, which is based on Birthday Pikachu. As if it's your birthday, this card becomes an Eternal card. And I love this card, so much that I printed it myself, and it's in my physical copy of For Souls for me. I've never obtained this card on my birthday though. Granted, I never played For Souls during my birthdays. NL card. There was a card drawn by Edmund during a Kickstarter stream that he made on the fly when someone asked him about there being a Northern Lion card. All it was said was his career suicide, and I'm pretty sure it was made as a joke, as there's no abilities and it's not even playable. That being said, there is a Northern Lion character card that was made on Reddit, which is just a modified version of Eden card. And he starts with a crooked penny. I don't know, it's pretty groovy, I like it. Pixelo. Pixelo is an online artist that has made their own For Souls cards, as well as made art for other people's For Souls expansions. The main reason why I even put them in here is just because they asked me where would they belong in the Iceberg when I showed them an early prototype, and I really like the art style, so yeah, it's a win-win for me to put them in there. For Souls OST. The Binding of Isaac For Souls has an original soundtrack, the two tracks being For Souls Song and Leisure Suit with End. For Souls Song is a groovy song about a person that's gonna play For Souls with their so-called friends, and even paints this chaotic, fun picture of a game night. It's a very groovy song. The only thing that concerns me is that they're gonna play with cheese puffs and lemonade, like, oh man, those poor cards. And also, there's a Leisure Suit with an End, which is nice calm music that was meant to be played while playing For Souls, and it's pretty groovy. Steven's background art. Steven, the boss, I gotta mind you, has background art, has a static filter. One would assume it was a background, but it's in fact a filter. As seen here, you could see that it has the pre-Requiem boss background. Not sure if it's going to be changed with the new backgrounds for Requiem, or it's going to stay the same. That's going to be a mystery for the reprint. I'm actually pretty curious about. On a similar topic, Steven, the character card, has a starting item and that has an infinite pattern we put together. Basically, it's like a tile. Pretty nice detail. I really like it. It's pretty groovy. Egghorse is spreadsheet. Egghorse is like the Chad version of me. We like to collect 4 Souls stuff in order to have the complete collection. Even collect amiibos like me. That's pretty groovy. The reason I call them the Chad version of me because they're willing to dedicate themselves to update a spreadsheet and keep it up to date. Since basically the website's broken and has outdated cards. The spreadsheet is nicely organized and even has info on cards that we unlocked. And also has more information like who made the artwork, set symbol, etc. I'll leave it to you humans and non-humans to check it out, as I'll leave a link in the description below. Search for number 1. When people started receiving their 4 Souls boxes, the search for the first box was a thing out there with a pound symbol. Wait, no, you youngins call it hashtags. A hashtag symbol, which I don't remember what it was, but it was something like hashtag search for number 1 on Twitter. And we never found number 1. Akio's Ode cards. Before 4 Souls alt, Akio made many cards. Some of them became part of alt as a remastered version of these, which is pretty cool. And also, we could see how Akio's artwork has improved. Look at these cards right here. Look at Bethany, look at this one, and look at this one. It's pretty insane how well they improved. Trinity Gauntlet. Before Nacho Sagittarius was a 4 Souls artist, they made a fan card called the Trinity Gauntlet. Sadly, this card doesn't really work, as Sag didn't really know how the game played. I still printed out the card for the memes. Sag did redeem herself with the paw card, as it actually does work. Also, fun fact, this is her response to me when I presented the Trinity Gauntlet to her. How was this unbalanced? During the Gish anniversary stream, someone told Edmund about the Gish boss card was unbalanced, and well, Edmund responded with, "How was this unbalanced?" Well, actually, just play the clip.
Why is this unbalanced? I don't understand why this is unbalanced. It's a reasonably hard to kill boss that skips another player's turn, but everybody must attack it. Why is this? How is this unbalanced? How is any of this unbalanced? Explain your logic, please.
Which just kind of made it a mini uproar in the 4 Souls community and added more fuel to the fire to the great Gish debate. Oh man, the reason why I didn't put the Gish debate here in the ice list is because this was like a whole separate video on its own, the Gish debate. Frost. When the lamb was first shown off, there was a simple misspelling with the word frost, which was a misspelled version of the word force. It's kind of a mini meme in the group of the 4 Souls community members. The Ultra OG. The Ultra OG was a tier that in the original Kickstarter that costed $10,000 US. You would have the main prototype that was used by Edmund when playtesting 4 Souls and with his friends and his family. The main reason why it was such a high price is, well, simply Edmund didn't want to give it up, and I don't blame him. Me! For the Haunted tier on the original Kickstarter, Edmund posted a picture of himself in a certain pose and put the word "me," and it was a short-lived meme. Womb background cards. Now, back in the day, many bosses were gonna have what's called the womb background, since it's just red like the womb floors, and end of the day, it only ended up being Mom's Heart and It Lives. But there are some promo cards that have the womb backgrounds, and yeah, that's about it. But there was an incident in the 4 Souls Reddit where a user had these cards in his copy of 4 Souls, and they happened to use the womb background. It's a bit of a mystery. Hashtag Justice for Lamb. During the original Four Souls Kickstarter stream, Edmund replied with a simple answer if the lamb was going to be in Four Souls with no. Thus began the rise for hashtag Justice for Lamb movement. There was even a change.org petition and made in hopes that the lamb would make it into Four Souls. The movement was pretty worth it because we got this epic artwork done by Mike Burns for the lamb. Too bad he put the word Frost. But don't worry, it got fixed. Ezum's old cards. Ezum is a great Four Souls card designer, but he didn't start off like that. Here's some old cards he made, and my danger sense is going off the roof. Something tells me I should hide, but instead I'll just show off some of my old custom cards. Are we even now? I hope. Rogen's clear cards. On December 4th, 2018, Rogen, the artist who does the main character artwork for Isaac characters, well, the Isaac character cards, not the crossover cards, it's Isaac. Oh man, I had to specify this, but yeah, basically they've shown off clear cards that they made for a transformation card concept. We see a Sephiroth card and a Leviathan card, and a new Isaac render that basically allows the Sephiroth and Leviathan cards to fit perfectly over when put over Isaac. And basically, you collect 3 items, you get buff stats. It's a pretty groovy idea. Doubt we would ever get that, as it would be really hard to get these items, and also we gotta classify this. I mean, I guess you could make a custom deck designed to find these transformations, but I don't know, it's a pretty cool idea, but also I really wish I could have those. Like, man, it would be so cool to add it to my collection, but Tapeworm promo cards were gonna have a different names. So during a Tapeworm Kickstarter stream on Edmund's YouTube channel, Basement Dweller typed up a simple suggestion, and Edmund responded with, well, play clip.
Will Tapeworm Four Souls cards have the names of the worms on them? Let's do that. Let's do that. Please don't make really stupid fucking names for these other worms. Please make them good. I really want good names. If I'm putting the names on the cards, as Basement Dweller suggested, which I do think is a good idea, Greg will be on the card. And I think that's fine.
To this day, the quote, "Let's do what Basement Dweller said," is a quote that's memed on by Redstar, and Dweller sometimes says it out loud. I'm pretty sure, like, Edmund, like, just forgot. I really doubt there was some ill intention, or maybe he didn't see, Greg, Minkus, Boris, and Petunia being, good names for the treasure cards. And it's a shame, as I really did like the idea of just, it's Greg and it's Boris, but it's fine. But I don't know. I guess it's a little bit sad for me because I kind of wanted to say that I caused some change in official Four Souls content. 7-Nut DK monster change. 7-Nut just asked Ed if the Dicknot's monster set symbol could just be an 8 equals D, and well, that became the set symbol. Gee, I wish I'd listened to my suggestion so I could say I caused change. But for reals, it's a pretty groovy idea, and I'm glad it happened. Tarheads. Scrap cards. According to Pixelo, Tarhead did some artwork for certain cards, but other artists did the artwork, or it just didn't happen. Supposedly, this Bloat artwork was going to be for a Bloat promo card that never happened, but, well, Tarhead left, and it's basically because he turned out to be a terrible person. Yikes. Basement Dweller has all the cards. There's this guy online that's basically the Four Souls guy, and their name is Basement Dweller. They have every card from the base game, all the expansions, all the promo cards, all the variants of the cards because they own the foil pack, and even the PAX Bloat card, which is debatable if that even counts. There are a few people out there that could claim that they have every single card of Four Souls. A 112% completion score. If you know, that's a Hollow Knight reference in case you didn't know. According to them, according to me, okay, I'm stopping talking in third person. It was pretty fun hunting these promos down, as it reminded me of the time when I used to be an amiibo hunter, and I really love that sweet dopamine rush I get whenever I get a hold of a brand new card. I don't know, the only thing I disliked was about spending money, and basically, if you didn't know, I retired Magic the Gathering because I said the hobby was too expensive, but here comes Four Souls, and here I am willing to rebuy the whole game and have this complete version of Four Souls by spending 20 or 30 extra dollars for one card, and I don't know. It's still fun, you know, because I get this happy feeling knowing that I actually do own a complete collection of Four Souls, and I don't know, maybe I have a mini OCD, you know, like, I have to have the full experience, quote unquote. Codworm soft locked. The original version of Codworm stats were going to be 1/6/0. Now, for some weird reason, he decided to attack Codworm and use the purple pill and got unlucky to get a -2 in the dice rolls, or he popped the purple pill and got unlucky and also decided to attack the top deck that just happened to be Codworm, or he popped the pill, got unlucky, and decided for some weird reason you want to attack Codworm. Well, you have yourself a soft lock, because you would always miss your attack, and Codworm will never hurt you. So, yeah, the game will never end with this whole attack phase, unless you have some card that would bail you out, but what are the chances of that happening? So, Edmund being Edmund decided to nerf Codworm stats in order to avoid this small little oversight. So Codworm's stats were changed to, you know, 1/6/0 to 1/5/0. You still can get soft locked. Thus spawned the inner joke of Codworm being a Four Souls god, or something like that. And it's even the Four Souls Discord's icon. Dweller card. Well, I've actually, you know, made many cards, and well, a lot of them are bad. There's a few gold ones I do enjoy, but there is one that I did print myself, and that is the Basement Dweller custom card. It's my character, and he has a very simple ability. And I even, you know, I play with it a lot of times in my physical games. It's pretty fun. Basically, I could, you know, draw a card from the discarded loot pile, you know, that's reshuffled, and sometimes I end up getting a real powerful card over and over again, which I really love, but after playing them for a long time, I think I do want to change them for the near future and print them out, the new version, which would have where I draw the top 3 of the discarded pile and then shuffle over and over again, and basically it's just like a way to hopefully find better cards. And I really like this idea, and hopefully one day I'll actually pay and commission a Four Souls artist to actually do the character art and the eternal item art. Dumba Gumba. Dumba Gumba is an inside joke and small portion of the Four Souls community. It was a normal Four Souls night, and well, a certain modded card called Dumba Gumba got, well, kind of violated, I think. And he became a work of art. Yeah, I rate this a Dumba out of a Gumba. And I still can't believe I actually was part of the process of seeing Dumba Gumba become part, and not become part, he did become his final form. Or maybe that's not his final form, maybe he could still go even further beyond, who knows. I also think there's like, he's like some other Four Souls god, and like maybe one day Codworm and Dumba Gumba are gonna duke it out to see who's the true god of the Four Souls, or something like that. I don't know. I guess that's my mythos for the Four Souls community. Fluff Copter. Fluff Copter is a person who made a bunch of fan cards during the early days of the first Kickstarter. Even Ed was surprised how they had a good grasp of how Four Souls worked, and this is like very early on, so we didn't have the full understanding of Four Souls, and their Mom's Hand card is pretty similar to how Mom's Hand works in the official game, and yeah, these were some cards I thought were pretty cool back in the day, which is pretty funny looking back now as they don't use the official font and whatnot. And yeah, I don't know, it's just a little nostalgia thing for me. I actually thought they were the first people to make the modded Four Souls cards, but it turns out I think it's most likely Blore. Bloodlust Indicator. Inciter. I don't know how to pronounce it. During the Guppy Cards ARG, Bloodlust Inciter was a Magic the Gathering card used for Guppy's head. And, well, it's just a neat fact that 7-Up brought up. Rare Sun card. Somehow, there is a person who has the old version of Sun card in his print of Four Souls, which allows him to have this Infinite Eve combo, and I generally don't know how this is even possible. Edmund doesn't even know how this is possible that he has the old version. Atmosphere. Atmosphere is a a well-known picture from the Isaac Four Souls community. Well, specifically mostly from the Isaac Discord server, as this was an image spread online that was individual that claimed that they love the atmosphere of the Four Souls game, but oh man, this is giving me the shivers. Like one, these are naked cards, so like they're already gonna get damaged, and then they're playing on a brick patio outside. It's like, oh, just picture this. Like they're gonna, when they draw cards, move things around. It's like the thing's scraping on that brick patio, and as well as that, because it's outside, it's gonna get moisture and humidity to those cards, and this image hurts a lot. I know it hurts a lot of people as well, and please, people, take care of your cards. Don't be like this individual. No hate on them. It's just that I just really care for my cards. Digital Poop Tier. Yup, the one entry that might be an internet mystery in itself, even more than the custom Edmund cards. Actually, these two might be the biggest mysteries, but I feel like this one's even bigger because this is the one that torments me at night. In the first Kickstarter for Four Souls, there was a tier that basically you pledge $5 or more, and you decide to choose the single tier. The description read, "Spoiler alert! Get ready to receive some digital poop as a token of our gratitude." The thing is, no one's ever shown what's the digital poop. Like, we know there's 96 people out there in the world that have this digital poop, token mabob, and we don't know how it looks like. Like, is the drawing of poop unique to each individual? Is it just the sprite of the poop, how it looks like in the Isaac video game? Is it the Four Souls artwork of the poop item, or is it a picture of real poop? We may never know, sadly. Like, I don't know. This thing that always bugs me. It's one of the Four Souls things that keep me up at night, which, yeah, I'll probably make a video about things that keep me up at night, Four Souls Edition, because this is one of them right here. So, you made it to the end of the Iceberg. You must really have a lot of free time if you were willing to watch this all in one go, so thank you if you made it this far. This was a multi-month project that had started way before Requiem even had its name. I plan to make a revised version of the Iceberg someday in the future when the final Four Souls expansion comes out and all that's just left is a bunch of promo cards here and there. Working on this project made me remember that I really do love this little, it's a little card game. I don't know, a lot of people have backed this thing up, the new Requiem Expansion, and this is one of my favorite games I like to play on my game nights with my friends. Collecting promo cards also gives me this weird dopamine high that I can't really explain, and I really hope the Four Souls community could grow as large as the video game Isaac community someday in the near future. I got not much to say. Well, I've been the Basement Dweller, and thank you for all humans and non-humans that managed to watch this, and have yourself a groovy day. Take care. Bye-bye.
I hear your fingers are getting tired. Why don't you step away from the TV? Come join me at the card table. Yeah. I'm gonna throw my pants away and run around in a diaper. I'm gonna show you a brand new game. I gather round with your so-called friends, cheesy puffs and lemonade, where the fun